Hello and welcome to 1980 More, also known as 1985.
That's right.
George L. Orwell's unwritten manuscript finally released.
That's right.
And our discussion on it.
We're here to discuss more 1984. Because you know what? You're never done talking about 1984.
There's
so
4 sessions we can
much.
do.
We could
1984.
We could do 10 sessions of this on 1984 and think of something new every time. Because you know what? 1984 is the best book ever written.
Not only
I'll say it right
that,
now.
but it's a very... I should put the apostrophe where it needs to go. It's a... That's a different...
So you're not saying
very-
We're here in the discussion. All right.
It's a...
You want me open my mouth? Alright, so, first things first.
I'm the realist.
Language. Newspeak.
Langdall.
It's a beautiful thing, the destruction of words. That's
right.
the quote.
That's right. Beautiful thing, the destruction of words. Because the party's ultimate goal is to bring language with using Newspeak all the way down to the most essentials, like good, ungood, plus good. You know what they're talking about?
Yeah, and that's the thing that was mentioned, is there would be no word for bad.
Yeah.
Implying that it would be physically impossible
Well,
to
no, that would
impose
be ungood.
criticism. Well, yeah, but ungood is like... It's inherently different, because you can't just be like... You could say, this person is ungood, or the party is ungood, and that will never mean the party is an evil totalitarian dictatorship controlling
But
our
also
lives.
saying, like, I don't know if this really makes sense, but saying, like, unlight doesn't mean dark. Unlit doesn't mean black.
It means like...
It means it
isn't full.
It isn't
yeah, it
that.
isn't.
Like, you could say that isn't a ceiling, but that doesn't mean it's a wall. It just means it isn't a ceiling.
Yeah, that
Pause.
this is unsealing.
Only dark.
Okay, we're back.
Sorry about that pause. Tay was saying something dumb. Oh. No.
Anywho.
Back to the topic at hand, Newspeak.
I was being unsmart.
Unsmart.
That's what I'm talking about. No, I thought an interesting point was that, Langdall, I was talking to you, and you were saying that poetry would be pretty much absolutely useless if we were to use Newspeak, because the point of poetry is to create these sort of new ways to say
Like different
things.
ways to smell the garden.
Yeah, exactly, and explore it, you know.
And be a happy dog with a...
But you can't explore the garden with Newspeak. You know, it's inherently against it. But plus, the point of Newspeak is to not have doublethink. You know?
And it's to get to like the quickest answer.
Or I'm sorry, to not have thought crime. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
by using doublethink.
Exactly.
I don't know. No, continue, sorry.
I was just saying
I'm
that,
going crazy on this popcorn.
It's like basically the whole language is to just cause the least amount of confusion. So like our language as it is, like even the sentence we were reading for our first 1984 discussion, go check it out. It's on my channel, Tika Hillman. But we were talking about this sentence that was like really difficult to understand unless you like really thought about like the different components, because it was like really like contradictory almost, because it was like opposes this and then the other one opposes this, which really just means this and this.
It was really complicated sentence.
But like,
let's bring that back up and see if we can put it in Newspeak.
But I mean, I will. I'll pull it up.
The appendix of 1984.
I'm going
I
to
have it
look.
right here.
I'm going to look up Orwellian Newspeak right now.
That's good.
But like
I think it's really important to remember
that sentence in Newspeak would basically be how we would like say it to teach a kindergartner or something like that.
Yeah, it's really important to remember that like without language, we have no way to like coherently process our thoughts. You know, so if the party's able to control language, they're able to control thought. You know, so they'd be able to make the people ultimately like perfect citizens. You know, that don't think against the party because they literally can't. You know, I think that's really important to remember too. Another good topic.
So I actually just pulled up the Wikipedia page of
for Newspeak.
of like all of the listed Newspeak words in 1984. The first one is belly feel, which means, quote, a blind, enthusiastic acceptance of an idea. It likely comes from the idea that any good Oceanian should be able to internalize party doctrine to the extent that it becomes a gut instinct or a feeling inside the belly.
Belly feel.
Yeah, belly feel.
Yeah.
It's not the stomach flu, which is what I thought it was at first.
Oh.
But then there's like the inherent paradoxical nature.
Will you get me a ginger ale? Thank you.
The inherent paradoxical nature of Newspeak, where it's like creating a language in order to reduce the necessity of language.
Yeah, it's interesting because language is designed to be able to express your thoughts in different ways.
Isn't there a
But
part?
then they're literally using language to reduce language.
Mhm.
You know?
Isn't there a part where it's like, I don't know why, and this may be a part of like something I read that like I felt like they talk about how like they were losing words every day, something like that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Because one of Winston's friends,
Simon.
one of his Simon, yeah.
So, Simon.
Simon.
S-Y-M-E.
Simon?
Yeah. He's the one that is working
He's
on the
gonna get
Newspeak
obliterated.
Dictionary. He's too smart, so he'll get vaporized.
Vaporized, yeah. I said obliterated.
Pretty much.
But yeah, he mentions like every day there's less and less words in the language. Eventually we'll get it down to maybe 100. And it's like,
yeah.
And he's the one who says it's a beautiful there's a beauty in the destruction of words.
Yeah,
it's
a beautiful thing, the destruction of words. Yeah.
That he's the one that says that, and it's it's very paradoxical for his apparent character because he's described as like being bookish, and how would you be bookish with only 100 words?
It's really weird
to absorb. Because then there's let's run the math on this. All right.
All right. We're in the math. Get your calculators out.
How many? What is the average number of words per sentence? I'm going off and I'm going to say about
8.
8? Is it 8?
That's my guess.
I'm going to say like...
That's how many words I have in one line of text.
Yeah.
Like in one line, I write 8 words.
Yeah, I'm going to say like...
Hanson writes 12-ish.
Mm-hmm. How many...
While he's doing this, I think it's like a cool little mini topic about urban decay.
Optimum
The
sentence
makeup?
length.
No. I'm sorry. No, I meant that like the place that he lives in, Victory Mansions, is that not only is the name ironic because it is just a gross, awful apartment complex, but also because the place that he lives in is just so not constructed, you know, and everything's broken down, you know, and the life that he lives isn't very nice because of his environment, you know?
It's also really interesting that how in-depth Orwell goes in describing Winston's body during that part where he's exercising in front of the telescreen.
Like the varicose ulcer keeps popping up.
And that, like, he has, like, coughing problem. Does it say whooping cough, or do I just imagine it's whooping cough?
It never says that it's whooping cough.
So I had whooping cough once, also known as the 100-day cough, and that's just exactly how I picture Winston. That, like, he has this, like... It's that kind of cough where it's like you can tell there's nothing there, but it's like the that kind of coughing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I imagine it as like a smoker's cough.
Yeah, like how they don't cough, anything up though. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like there's something there. I don't know how to explain it, but that's the same cough.
Did you guys notice that every time like he sort of gets his sexual desires repressed, his varicose ulcer lights up? Like so, I always thought of the varicose ulcer.
Veins reduced.
I always thought of the varicose ulcer as like sort of like a symbol for like sexual repression, you know, because like anytime he's with Julia, it lights up, you know, or like the first time he sees Julia,
it goes down though. Like as their relationship progresses, his ulcer goes down. I'm
sorry, I meant it the other way. That the varicose ulcer is like going off when he is like feeling
when he's repressed.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's the reason why it's a symbol of repression. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was interesting.
There was another thing that I was about to say, and it was going to be brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's approximately 15 to 25 words per sentence, so that's about 20 words per sentence. And there would be... It did say, like, that there would be 100 words, right?
It was something like that, yeah.
Incredibly small number, but conceivable considering their goal. Mm-hmm. So 20 words with 100 words in language. The order matters and repetition is allowed. So that would be... So that's the permutation formula. This is the stuff I learned in ICM.
Let's not talk about that.
Permutation is an ordered combination.
How was the food described in that? I imagine
very
like prison food.
It's watery.
Super bland.
I was going to talk about the victory system. So in America, during the Second World War, which is like the last good war, is it's called that sometimes. It's a garbage name for a war because there's no such thing as a good war. But like as far as morality goes,
it's ironic, just like Victory Mansions.
Of course. So like we started calling because there were.
How was that ironic? Oh, I guess because it's like a big brother supposed to like watch over you. I thought even like
him,
literal like because he's small. That's what I was like, what?
No. Big Brother's just 4 foot.
And a woman.
A single child.
Wasn't it that Big Brother is supposed to represent Stalin?
He was. He looks.
He has the mustache like Stalin,
but also hair. Because it's like he's just described as mustachioed and old, and like very stern looking.
My dad is old and has a mustache, so
I just imagined it like as the face of Stalin, but the same ideas as Hitler and Stalin.
Yeah.
And like Mussolini. And,
yeah, when I read it, I was like, oh, that's very clearly Stalin. But then I was reading more, and it's like, but he also has a lot of like the fascist eugenic type ideas that Hitler did. So it's like he's sort of a mix between the two. they describe themselves as English socialism, which Orwell
it's super ironic. It's not socialist. It's the opposite.
It's
sort of I mean, like, it's like sections of socialism, because it's like the proles are all treated the same, the inner party is treated the same, the outer party is treated the same, and, you know, like, the thought police are treated the same. Like within their own sects, they are all treated the same with the same money and the same, experiences and the same,
they're all equal.
They're all equal, but then there's different sects that are, like, better than them, but they're all equal. It's kind of like, almost like the caste system, which I think is another thing that we've talked about in Langdell's class, that, like, the proles are, like, the untouchables, and then it just goes up and up and up, and then whatever the top caste is like, the inner party.
Well, yeah, I mean, prole is short for proletariat, you know?
Yeah.
So there's kind of, like, the bourgeois and the proletariat. It's kind of like an allusion to that sort of system.
But, so, freshman year, Mr. English was talking to our class, and because we were talking about, like, the idealistic differences between fascism and communism, and he talked about the political spectrum. Instead of being a line, think about it more as a circle,
where it's like the extremes hit each other.
Yeah, at the bottom we have, like, dead middle. You're just, like, not politically involved, and then as you get further left, you get like democratic, you get socialist, and then at the very top is communism, and then here you have
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Why would communism be from democratic and socialist?
Because that's just how it's represented normally, where communism is far left and fascism is far right.
That's so weird, because communism is like government owning everything.
Well,
it's not the
fascism.
Everything. Wouldn't anarchy be the
No. So it's would anarchy be far left? Well, that's where the communism and fascism meet, where it's like the government controls everything. In everything, but, like, the idea with communism is that the government controls everything, and the people theoretically have total control over the government. Ergo, the people control everything.
Oh, because they seize the means of production.
Popular sovereignty.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. But with fascism, it's like the government controls everything, so that the people can stay conformed, so that the people don't have to worry about anything about the government, because the people
trust the government.
Yeah. So, which is why the symbol for fascism is a bundle of sticks. And then in the center, there's an axe. Because it's all the people band together around the government.
Isn't that the hammer and sickle thing?
The hammer and sickle is communism. Yeah. Because communism represents the workers. So there's the farmers. The Korean one is different, though. It's a hammer, a sickle, and something else. I think it's like a dagger for the military. I'm going to look that up. Because it's, like, very distinct symbolism for the two. But they're very, like, interconnected.
So, would socialism... compare socialism and classical republicanism.
Classical republicanism is what again?
Classical republicanism was exemplified by the Roman politician Cicero, emphasizing civic participation over the responsibility of the people. So it's like the people working for everyone. So, I mean, that's essentially, like, that's sort of socialism in that, like, everyone's working for the common good of everyone.
So, what do you guys think about when Winston and Julia are trying to get into the Brotherhood, you know, with Emmanuel Goldstein, and then O'Brien is like, all right, guys.
I'll get you in.
Here, I'll get you in, but you have to agree to these terms. He's like, would you be willing to do all these things for the Brotherhood? Would you be willing to throw acid in a child's face? And they're like, that's fine. And then he's like, would you be willing to betray each other? And then they say no.
And then they do.
Yeah, that's true. But I thought it was interesting because they're agreeing to stuff, like, that's inherently against what they want. You know, because they're joining the Brotherhood to fight against Big Brother, who's evil. But they're willing to do evil things to defeat the evil. You know what I mean?
Fighting fire with fire?
Sort of. I just thought it was, like, sort of a weird parallel. Or juxtaposition. Something like that. Winston's dreams are interesting, too. He dreams about Golden Country and Julia taking off all her clothing. And, like, that sort of signifies the point when he's like, okay, Julia might be a little more important to me than, like, just a regular party member. You know, that sort of, like, signifies the change. Hey, you guys want to ever talk when I'm talking?
What?
Okay, so you get mad enough when we interrupt you.
Yeah, you got mad enough for interrupting. You were like, oh, okay, you can talk, I guess. And I was like,
well, it's because you were changing the subject.
Because you were going off of the subject, and I was trying to stick to the subject.
Which of these?
Let's see, what else? Oh, we can talk about the prole woman.
Yeah. Red Armstrong.
And her what is it? It talks about her buttocks.
Well, she sings freely. Just like the bird. It's just like the bird who sings freely when Winston and Julia are out in the forest together.
And finally, the powerful body of the military mother singing at her household drudgery. Drudgery means chores. But it talks about her. Where is it? I really like the quote. I wrote it down. Over here. And it's like how she was described. It's mare-like buttocks.
Oh yeah, because she works.
Her body was quote powerful with quote mare-like buttocks. I just liked that.
But she sang freely, and she was singing her own song. That wasn't created by the party because the party creates. It was.
It was.
Oh,
he mentions it was a pop song that he had heard that had been written by the party.
Wasn't there a song that existed before the party that they sang? Wasn't the one that chopped down your head? You're chiming the bells of sing.
Oh no, that was a different one. That she wasn't singing that. Winston did.
Right, he's the one that learns that whole thing, and it's interesting because he learns the ending of the song or the whatever that is of the song when he's betrayed by Charrington with the thought police.
We talked about Charrington. We haven't talked about that.
Oh yeah, I thought it was Charrington.
But I imagine it's Charrington just because it's supposed to be English and it wouldn't be Charrington.
Well, it could be Charrington for English. Either way,
I think it's Charrington.
Charrington. I think Charrington, honestly. That makes more sense now.
But, okay.
It could go either way.
But starring is 2 R's. Staring is 1 R. Charrington. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But
So the thought police agent was...
he was only 35 compared to Winston, who was 60.
Mm-hmm. But he appeared 60 at first.
Yeah, because he said that he was an old man, older than Winston, right?
He became a whole new person as soon as he was a thought police agent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also thought it was interesting that it was behind the painting that there was the telescreen.
Because that's where art is destroyed, or because the party's trying to destroy art, but needed that art to instill the party in the room.
And it was that church from the song. It was St. Clement Church, wasn't it, or something like that?
I think that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So quick note. I think I might have done the math wrong. It's probably a lot more complex than what this has.
Okay.
But that's definitely not the right number.
What does it say?
It's in the it's 100 to the 20th power.
But what does that number mean?
That would be how many possible sentences there would be in Newspeak. So let's just look up.
Not like it matters really. I mean, you can do it, but let's keep discussing while you're doing it.
Yeah. What about the paperweight? Because the paperweight sort of is an object that the party doesn't have. It's like the diary. It's something that.
Doesn't he get the diary from Charrington?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Maybe.
He does. Yeah.
He does.
Okay.
Follow. That's how he knows about the place.
It would be in the current English language, based on the same math I just did. It would be 10 to the 171,477th power
versus 100 to the.
Versus 10 to the 21st.
So it's hecka less.
Mm-hmm. Significantly so. No. But that's not taking into account sentences that are the same word repeated 10 or 20 times.
Gotcha. So way less opportunity for thought crime, essentially.
Because there literally isn't a word for you to go against the party with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All the children that are getting their minds changed.
There's that.
I thought it was really similar. That sort of alludes to the Nazi Party children, where they were sort of in the camps, learning about the Nazis, and they were raising from
the kids
from the
who
children
betray their parents and give them up to the top.
They're the ones that betray Mr. Parsons.
Yeah, there's the direct parallel from the Hitler Youth Group to the Scouts, which also may be an allusion to the Boy Scouts, which was formed during.
And you're in.
Mr. Parsons is a devout party member.
This one was mine, right?
Yeah, the full one.
Mr. Parsons was a devout party member, and he would never want to betray the party, because he's just he is that he's devout. Mm-hmm. And then his children are always looking for some excuse to
It wasn't in his sleep. He said
he says he said down with Big Brother.
Down with Big Brother. So whether or not that's true or not, we don't know.
Yeah. For all we know, he could have been saying, "I would hate for someone to say it down with Big Brother."
Yeah.
What came out was down with Big Brother.
Yeah. But the fact that he can think that is
a sign that the party itself is failing.
Yeah, exactly. That they're not at peak potential.
But why didn't the microphone just catch it?
Well,
so because I mean I understand somebody's not always listening to everybody all the time, but
well, in that case, then we can probably assume you did say that.
What?
That you did say that. That, like, just because the daughter said it, but also because there would be a microphone there, that you did say down with Big Brother.
But I'm saying...
Why didn't the microphone catch it? Why did his daughter have to?
Yeah.
It just, like, might not have... Because you don't scream in your sleep.
Yeah, but it hears everything. Like, there's that quote where it's like, the only secret you can have from anyone is a secret you have to keep from yourself.
Yeah.
Those weren't the right words.
Winston describes, like, even the slightest face twitch. Like, literally just a, takes you down, Well, it's 20 minutes.
I was successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Popcorn done.
Langdell, please give us credit for this video.
Goodbye.